Hello, everyone. This is Barbara Iris Alsu of Parental World Knowledge. I want to welcome everyone. We're here to do some more watercolor painting. I hope that everybody has their canvas material, and it is on a pad. And this is what it looks like. And the thing is, it absorbs the paint better. And in addition, you won't have to whitewash the entire painting because these palettes of the non-toxic watercolor paint normally doesn't have white. As you can see, there's need to buy a liquid white. So it makes more sense to really be getting the canvas material because most of the watercolor paper is not whitewashed. You're going to have to paint it. So it's more cost, more time, so it makes more sense just to have the canvas. And it looks better, and you could even frame this without putting the glass on, as long as you're not going to wet it. When you clean it, you're just going to take a duster. All right, so at any rate, I hope that you also have artist brushes. It should be several. That should be small to large. And you should, in addition, have an artist sponge. And you put the sponge down and bring it up and take off the excess paint. And you should have colored pencils. And they don't have to be artist pencils, but colored pencils that match as close as you can to your painting. And then also an artist sponge, an artist eraser, I meant to say, when you do your line drawing. And when you do your line drawing, if you can do something original, that's wonderful. But if you can't, take a prop, but don't copy exactly. Do the prop a little bit different because another artist made that and you don't want to be stealing their work. In addition, you can use a live person or a live pet, and that can be, exactly identical. If you're not able to draw line drawing, you don't even have the skills. If you have a prop, you can go online, do a computer printout, and do it on a good quality computer printout paper. Have it a little bit like canvas paper, but of course not going to be canvas, but good stationery, good quality, and just paint right over that picture. That computer picture is acceptable in juried shows. So juried art shows will accept that. I know because it has been on contracts that I have been in juried shows, and it states that you can have that acceptable. All right, so I wish you good luck on whatever you're doing, and you don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm, doing New York City skyline, but you do little strokes because the paper isn't that big, and just do little strokes like this. And if you even have to dot on, say a very small area, you can dot on. Start with your light colors first and then your dark colors. I'm almost done with the second layer of everything on this page. And you have to layer at least several layers for anything you're doing, but when it's architecture, it's going to be more layers than that. I just wasted to set up auto pay. Not one person seemed to know that they could. Okay, this is the case. So either you had to do it online or go into the bank in person. So I wasted an entire day. They kept telling me to call back and talk to somebody, and then I ended up talking to 6 people and 1 supervisor, and finally found out, oh gosh. Well, the 6th person happened to know, and I won't mention names of banks, but the 6th person seemed, finally to know. So it's ridiculous. Ugh. And fortunately, the company, they wouldn't take more than minimum payments. So we had to go through the bank, and then they were charging us a late fee because they never set it up. And so they waived it. I asked them to waive it, and they waived it. And I paid them for what was missed. And, we just found out and we thought it was paid. Sheesh. See, you try to pay more money, you get into trouble. I was like, minimum payment. They want minimum payment. Of course, they give you more fees, any company. But we didn't want to give minimum payment. We want to give the bigger payment. So, just so that you don't waste a whole day, just realize you're either going to have to go into the bank or you're going to have to do it in line yourself. Nobody sets it up from a bank. And I never did this before. I never did auto pay. I usually just pay myself, but my son wanted to take over things for all payments. My father passed away, and he wanted to do that. He just, even though I always did it and I never had problems, I paid things on time. I did it right, but he just feels, he wants to do something and helping out. So I'm not going to say no to him. Didn't work, but I'm not saying no to him. Let him still set it up. Oh boy, too much. This was a nightmare. A whole day wasted. And not one person knew that they couldn't set it up. That the first representative and every representative thought that they could directly do it from their office. Oh, Lord. Except for the last one. It worked out. Everything's fine. And now I just have to call back and set up that online for every month. And, you select a day. That way you're sure that they pay it, like a few days before a payment's due. You select a day. And that way, everything's fine. But I took care of a lot. I made the payment and I got that waived that fee of $35 is $35. We were doing it so we wouldn't have fees. We just wanted to pay it off and not have any fees. And sure enough, I got a fee because the bank made a mistake. And they said since they didn't set it up, they can't give. They didn't set it. They were supposed to pay, and they gave credit. Too much. I'm trying to make things better so that, I don't have a lot of interest in things, and I just want to, pay things off the right way, do the right thing. And it didn't work out. You try to pay more than the minimum and you get into trouble there. So it is definitely a learning lesson. You've got to set things up. And usually when you set things up online, it doesn't always work, because I tried to set things up to pay my Yellow Pages advertising, and it didn't work online. So I had to call them directly. So it doesn't always work online. So the best thing is to go into the bank. Because this auto pay bit, I don't know. You setting it up online, like I said, it didn't work for another company. And, I just think the best thing is to go into the bank, get it resolved, and then not have a problem. Because you try to set things up, yourself. Computers, it is so difficult today. And there's a lot of hacking. There's things going on, So you're best to just set things up with your own bank for any payments when you do this auto pay thing. Now, if something's minimum payment, you don't even have to bother. You can do it right from the company, which originally had. But we upped it because they keep charging so much darn interest. It's going up and up and up. And that doesn't make sense. And I'm cutting out everything that's not necessary. Like I had worry-free contract for our appliances. And the thing is, my appliances are fine. And the ones that I'm concerned about, I have a contract still with the company that I bought it from. So really don't need that. So I got rid of that. There's things, you can cut costs today. Just unnecessary things. If you know that everything is working fine, and it doesn't make sense to have extra things. And I don't watch TV, so I cut out my cable TV, and I just have, online Netflix. There's no sense why have it if I don't watch it. If I want to watch something, we have Netflix. Very reasonable. So cut your costs down. We all need to. I don't care how wealthy you are. Today, the way things are much more expensive. We all need to cut some costs. We're froze again. I don't think you're seeing what I'm doing. Sorry about that. And if you're a senior, you can get discounts for different companies. Like if you do have like online service, cable, whatever, you can get discounts too. So don't forget to ask for senior discounts. A lot of seniors don't even realize that you can get senior discounts. It's kind of crazy that companies don't even tell you that you're a senior. Oh, yes, you're entitled. Why not tell a senior? And I just don't understand. A lot of companies don't tell you. Phone company doesn't necessarily tell you. There's also discount for that. You have SSI, you can get a discount for the phone. Mount up, and you need them. You need to get these discounts. And you can get some energy companies to come in, and they do free things for seniors. They can replace your shower head and your light bulbs and give you, long-lasting light bulbs, and put in some insulation. They can even give you a refrigerator. So there's things you could do by calling an energy company if you're a senior citizen. I have these tips and other tips on saving money on my site, ParentalWorldKnowledge.com. cold and windy out in West Orange, New Jersey. Well, at least it didn't rain. It didn't snow. And boy, am I glad about that. And I can't take it, all this this really cold weather. It's just too much. My allergies. Way too much. And I'm just thankful that it was sunny. Maybe cold, but still sunny. And it's just a miracle that it didn't snow, because it was getting really cold and it was raining. I was really thinking it was going to start snowing again. And they predicted snow, but it didn't happen. The weather people predicted it. And we're just lucky. Bypassed New Jersey and the surrounding areas. I was on a great webinar today with Therese Gelly, and she is a very positive business person, and I feel it was a great free webinar today. And if you can ever catch her webinars that are free, check that out. She's on Facebook, so you can see when things are listed. We're very positive and helping all people in business. And she makes six figures, and she wants everybody to be able to make six figures. Well, I hope everybody checks her out, Therese Skilly. And hopefully you can get a free webinar. She does charge for webinars too, but and she has reasonable fees because I was just invited by someone else. I won't mention names, but they go, "Oh, it's so reasonable for one event. It's $500." And I'm saying to myself, for one event, $500. You've got to be kidding me. I just told him I couldn't afford it, to go out to his event, and he's still offering me $500. I can't afford that. And hers for the whole month is $300, not just for one event, $300 for the whole month. And very reasonable. But these a very high-end person that they think $500 for one event. I mean, they've been looking for very wealthy people. I'm not one of them. Not now. I lost my father recently, and our income has been dramatically cut down. And it's just because he was living with us, so there's just no way. We're all living together, so there's no way that I can afford extra things now. I'm responsible for the taxes and all the bills and state and I took over for someone who passed away. And taking over the estate, you have to pay 3 times by the rules of state of New Jersey, the insurance. Crazy. So it shouldn't be. But that's how it is. So So I'm not going to be able to, take any paid webinars at this point. I could do the free ones. That's it. Well, I want to say a miraculous healing prayer for everyone in our world. And there should be peace, should be good spirit, good health, good strength. And God heals 100%. I just do the prayer and I say amen. And I hope that everybody has a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world. And I just want to let you know, I started like about an hour before to get on. I had to clear security again after going on Google Hangouts, the only thing I did yesterday. And again, it was hacking my computer after being on it. So just always clean your computer after you go on Google Hangouts. Just clean your security before you turn off your computer. And then it took a little bit time to get on too. But just, so Google Hangouts, I mean, it has improved, but, there's still complications with it. So I would definitely clean your computer before going on it and then after going on it. And, I did that today and I was able to get on. Not too, bad. It was pretty much on time, but just letting you know what was going on, that it actually took me over an hour. It's a miracle that I started early. I was calling, like I said, the bank, and, so I was sitting here and I was right back. Please make sure you clean your, I don't want you to have, problems with your computer. So you need to clean it before and after when you go on Google Hangouts. All right. And I just see now it says something with Apple software is coming on as I'm on with Google Hangouts, and I, wanting to do an update, and it's going to block my screen now. I don't know if that's going to go off, but it's blocking my screen. I don't know if you're, seeing it blocked, but see, so now I'm going to have to clean my computer again if we're getting off Google Hangouts. As I said, it's a good thing to do. And I hope that the weather is good wherever you are. Food, medical kit, just to be sure that, and God forbid, if it really gets bad, under the coat, blankets. I hope not, but they predicted, the weather people, that it's going to be another bad snowstorm. I don't know when, but I see that the weather is fluctuating, so it's getting warmer, then it rains, and then it starts to freeze. So it's definitely weather. Once you see it starting raining and freezing, you know that the snow is going to be soon coming. So just be prepared. That's all. I want everybody to be safe and sound and keep up your good work with your painting. This is mine. And like I said, I'm still on second layer for the painting that has a lot more to go. I haven't even completed second layer on all of this. There's a lot of detail on this painting when you do architecture. So I thank you so much. And it's my first time ever doing buildings, if you haven't heard that before. So, I'm just trying to see what I can do here. I love the skyline, and I have a lot more to go on this. I realize, it's only not even second layer completed. So I hope you're enjoying, and keep thinking positive thoughts that your work, don't be negative, be happy with what you're doing, and keep trying. And if, as long as you're liking what you're doing, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody wants it perfect, because if you if they wanted it perfect, they'll take a photograph. They want your work. They want your original work. And my little darling Platinos is sound asleep. He's in this room, but he's sound asleep, and I'm going to be waking him up and taking him out. He tried to go before, he couldn't. And 2 hours out there barking at, whatever, dogs and cats, especially cats. So he was barking at the dogs to play with, but he was barking at the cats to chase. So he was having a ball. He's exhausted now. 2 hours of that. And he didn't make the whole time, 2 hours. So I've got to take him out now. Alrighty. You have a great night or day. Bye now.